So we're about 18 days away from the release of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and anticipation is pretty much through the roof right now as everybody's just super excited to finally get their hands on this new Zelda game. I've seen so many people like doing countdowns already on Twitter and talking about like memories with Zelda games up until the launch of Tears of the Kingdom, so there's just a lot of excitement in the air, and I know that a lot of people are also talking about the possibility of people getting this game early and potentially even images that are going around right now about people who may have a copy. So there's been a few of these images floating around where it looks to be an early copy of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. However, there's a lot of different factors that go into these things, and I figured I would explain this to you guys so you can kind of see where all the information is and what really is probably going on here. So the first thing is that of course these images can absolutely just be photoshopped. So far we haven't seen any type of image where they've actually shown us like content that we haven't seen yet in terms of like a title screen or something like that. So we don't know for sure because of that, and that's why images like this can be photoshopped, where this is one that I've seen a lot of people using to trick others. They actually got me on Twitter with this one too, where it seems like they have an early copy of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but take a look on the right side, they have God of War Ragnarok, which definitely is just not able to run on a Switch even if it wanted to. So you can just see right there that people can obviously mess around in Photoshop and image editing softwares and kind of just change up the size of the icons and take other icons from other games and put them there. So it's obviously possible that that type of stuff can happen. Now, the one that a lot of people found interesting was this image right here, where this also looks to be a Nintendo Switch that also does apparently have a copy of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but we can see right here that on this one, it even has the icon that shows a physical cartridge, which would mean that this is a physical copy of the game if this person supposedly had one. So this would be a physical like cartridge that they somehow got early and they would be able to play the game. Now, of course, these can also be photoshopped. You can obviously take that icon from another image or something like that and put it into this and make it like look like it's a real copy of the game. But I also learned that you can actually do this if you have a hacked or modified Switch too, which I actually didn't know about. So if you do have a hacked Nintendo Switch, you can actually get like different programs on there to just be able to change the icons of any Switch game that you want. So you can even change like the title of that. So this could literally just be like a copy of Breath of the Wild or some other game, and you can just replace the icon in the software to put the Tears of the Kingdom icon and then change the title from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom. And obviously when you boot your Switch that way, it'll look like that you have the game. So you can definitely do this and trick a lot of people. So I didn't actually know that you could do that. So it's very possible that that might also be what's going on here. Now, some people were also speculating that maybe this is a review copy where this is coming from somebody who's like a video game journalist or a video game reviewer, and Nintendo sent them an early copy of Tears of the Kingdom so that they can play this game and have the review ready by the time that the game comes out. Now, the thing with this that a lot of people may not know is that Nintendo actually stopped doing physical review copies ever since the Nintendo Switch era pretty much started, where anytime a Nintendo Switch game comes out and is looking to be reviewed, Nintendo will actually email a review code for a digital copy of the game to all of these reviewers and journalists and stuff so that they can play the game early and form the review that way. And the reason that they've done that is to pretty much prevent the games from leaking, because that's pretty much what they've noticed, as this used to happen a lot with the 3DS games when they used to give 3DS copies. As for 3DS games, Nintendo would actually send you like the physical 3DS cartridge, which would be sent out to reviewers, and they would get that copy and be able to play the game for review. But a lot of people would notice that reviewers would basically take those cartridges, and if they had a hacked Switch, they would like dump them online, and people would notice that like hacked versions of the games would start appearing. So it seems like Nintendo definitely took precaution in that now with giving out these digital versions, because that way they can track all of the codes, and if a leaked version of the game does appear online, they can figure out exactly which version of the game that it was and which review copy it was attached to, and then figure out who was the person that leaked it. But with that all being said, I do think that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is still 100% going to actually leak online. So even if these images that we talked about are not actually real, I do think that within the coming days, we are definitely going to see somebody who is going to get an early copy of this game. And this pretty much happens with any Nintendo Switch game, and it also depends on how much excitement there is and how many people are anticipated to play it, because the more people that are excited and the more hype there is for the game, the more lengths that somebody is going to go through in order to get their hands on the game early. So like earlier this year, Fire Emblem Engage came out, and that game also got leaked ahead of time online, but it was only a couple days before the game came out. I think it was like 5 to 6 days before somebody got the game early, and we started getting leaks and more stuff about the game online, but that was definitely very different compared to a game like Pokemon Sword and Shield, where Pokemon is way bigger than Fire Emblem and millions of people play it compared to Fire Emblem. And because of that, with like Pokemon Sword and Shield, that game was supposed to come out on like November like 14th or 15th or something like that, and it actually got leaked the first day of the month in November, where I remember like right after Halloween, like people were already posting pictures of Grookey's evolution and stuff that we weren't supposed to know, and that's because somebody managed to get that game like 13 days before it was supposed to come out because it was so anticipated for being a new generation and the first one on the Nintendo Switch. And so with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, honestly, I would argue that this is probably the most anticipated Nintendo game for the last like 5 years. So because of that, there is a ton of excitement and hype in the air. So I definitely think that people are going to go through any lengths to be able to get this game early. And so if you think out of the millions of stores that are across the world right now, little mom and pop shops to actual big stores, if you think that not a single one is going to accidentally or even on purpose, maybe like a deal under the table or something, leak one of these games ahead of time before release, then you're definitely kind of out of your mind there, because I'm sure within the coming days, we're definitely going to see somebody get this game early and start posting images. Now, when an early copy of a game does get out there, there's really two types of leaks that can happen: player leaks and data mine leaks. So player leaks are going to come from people who actually got the game early and are just playing through the game normally and taking images and videos of the new stuff that they find and posting about it and sharing the leaks. So like if I got a copy of the game right now, I put it into my Switch and I take a picture of the title screen and I post it on Twitter or something, and I like start posting images of like the bosses and stuff that I'm going through, that would be considered player leaks. And these can be a little bit dangerous, but it is going to be from somebody who's actually playing through the game. So you're going to have to wait a little bit until you start seeing some of the bigger stuff. The most dangerous ones that can happen are data mine leaks, and this will come from somebody who gets an early copy of the game but also has a hacked or modified Nintendo Switch, and by putting the cartridge in there, they can pretty much dump all of the data that's inside of the cartridge online and then upload that game entirely online, and people can download that and play it on their hacked Nintendo Switches. But also, we can scrub through the entire data of the game and find anything that may be hidden inside of the cartridge or the code or anything like that, and that way people don't even have to play through the entire game. They can just go into the cutscene folder and start like taking pictures and uploading the videos of the ending and the final boss fight and all of that, and we can look through all the items and find if there's like a Triforce or anything like that that people might not know about. So that's like the most dangerous one, because that way, once that happens, you're going to start seeing so many crazy things and images and spoilers just all over the internet, and that's where it gets even more dangerous, because you're going to see some YouTubers who are going to start like posting like, you know, Tears of the Kingdom final boss fight or final ending cutscene or something like that, and that's when it can get very spoilery. And so when that happens, that is definitely going to be the time to start avoiding the internet so that you don't get spoiled. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel as well, as I am going to be talking more about Nintendo very soon. But also comment down below and let me know what you guys think about this. When are you guys thinking that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is going to leak? What are you guys going to be doing to making sure that you don't get spoiled? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros. And Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.